Throughout your career, you've made it your mission to bring underrepresented stories to the forefront. What was it about Double Life and this character in particular that resonated with you?
Think the conflict that I go through for it, like the idea of being a mistress and am I
Mm,
wrong? Because I didn't sign up to be a mistress. I didn't know he was married. And so am I wrong? Am I a bad person? And am I choosing now to go on this journey with her because I'm trying to redeem myself? Or am I choosing to go on this journey because right is right and wrong is wrong, you know?
mm, yeah. And you've brought so many powerful female characters to life on the screen. Who were the women in your own life who shaped the storyteller that you are today?
It shaped me as a storyteller. My teacher is a huge part of this version of me, Diana Castle from the Imagine Life. I would say even like a lot of my teachers, my drama teacher in college, who showed me that like I needed this. I
Mm,
needed this. This is a part of who I am. I have to express. And then definitely my mom, because my mom was just very resilient. She, I was talking about forward energy earlier. She has a lot of forward energy. And I think that shows me you got to keep going. And like, that's what keeps me going every day. Cause I know if she was in this industry, she'd kill it because she just
mm.
has, I don't know, she just has, first of all, she has a spark about herself, but also she doesn't think that anything is impossible.
Like you were saying earlier, over the course of the film, we get to see the different sides to your character and the kind of the conflict that she faces. And she really exemplifies fighting strength and vulnerability, which you brought so much nuance to. As an actress, how did you create the space for yourself to dive into the art that we see unfold throughout the film?
I think it was just really important to allow all of the circumstances and influences of the world that we created to truly take over me. And so that way I was able to just respond in the moment to the conversations that were being had. I didn't pre-plan anything. I didn't come into
Mm,
it like, I'm gonna be sad here and I'm gonna be there. It was just like, okay, you know, I've built the world. Now let's just have this conversation with Sharon. And, you know, we have memories. I have memories of hanging out with my boyfriend, who I thought was my boyfriend. I have memories of, being with my mom when she was still alive. I have memories that I created that helped to influence the then conversations that were being had.
yeah.
That way, because I did the work before we started, I could trust whatever came out.
Yeah, great answer. There's an unlikely friendship that forms between Joe and Sharon, and despite their shared history with Mark, what was it like getting to collaborate with Pascal and bring that complex relationship to life on the screen?
It was so much fun. Pascal is so easy to work with. She's such a light and she's very genuine. And so it allowed both of us to be able to feel safe and going wherever we felt our spirits wanted to go in the work. And yeah, it was really enjoyable. That was a great experience.
Yeah, I think something that was really unexpected in this film is that there's a lot of humor that's incorporated in. How much of that was scripted as opposed to improvised?
I think Martin has a sense of humor. Martin Wood, our director, Pascal has a sense of humor. I have a sense of humor. So even if it wasn't written, we were going to bring some essence of comedy or
Yeah.
like lightness to the script as well.
Definitely. There were so many times that I laughed because your character's facial reactions and moments that she had in the film. And you've also said in previous interviews that you can tell what kind of a person someone is based on the roles that they know you for. For audiences who are discovering you through this film, what will this film tell you about them?
I would just say there's also a group of people that love to sit at home and watch a thriller or love to go to the theaters and watch a thriller. A thriller is a specific kind of audience and they like to they like to clutch the pearl. They like to not know. They like whodunits. I love whodunits. There's people that don't care for that. They care for dramatic films or they care for comedies. And I love all of that, but I love whodunits. And so I wouldn't say anything like as extreme as the other project. I would just say there are people that like to be taken on a nice thriller journey.
Yeah. As
They're, they're good people, hopefully.
as your careers progress, you've also started to direct and produce. Have you found that the work that you've now done behind the cameras impacted the way that you approach your work on screen and analyze different characters and scripts?
100%. I think that's like you keep filling your cup up with as much knowledge as you can. So even though I'm learning how to work as an artist in front of the camera, the director in me knows that I might need to open up just a little bit more, because this angle is going to have this kind of angle that's going to be able to express this part of the story that we're telling in. I know that they're going to have to cut in this, so let me give it a break. It's just like, it becomes like this like fluid language that all of who you are starts to communicate with each other and with itself, so that you're able to create the best version of work you possibly can create with everyone in mind,
Yeah. Definitely. This industry has made really slow progress in terms of representation. And unfortunately, it's still rare to see two powerful, strong women at the forefront of the film. What has this moment meant to you? And why do you think the industry has taken so long to get here?
Because we still don't have enough women in charge, but it's happening. I go to a lot of meetings throughout the week, and it's a lot of women. I don't know that it's been really any men at all. I don't know that the head, the top of the top of the top of the top of the top are men or women, but are men or women. But I do know that diversifying, and I don't just mean male and female, I mean in every capacity, diversifying the ones that are green lighting the work, the ones that are creating the work, not just in front of the camera. I'm talking about like the big heads. When you diverse the makers, that's when diverse stories really can be told. And that's why it's moving so slow, because some people don't want to retire. Go home.
And, you're such a standout in this film. When it drops, is there a particular scene that you're really excited for audiences to see? What was the most challenging one for you to film?
Most challenging, well, first of all, I get very cold very easily, so all of it felt challenging. Like rainy, cold season in Vancouver. But I would say like it was probably one of the last scenes of the movie, because it was nighttime, super cold and wet, and it took the most action.
Yeah, there's a lot of action in this film. And then outside of this project, what's next for you?
I have a pilot we just finished shooting, and so we'll see what happens with that. And then I have another TV show on BET called The Family Business that we'll be shooting again in June or July.
And I got one final question for you. You're such a dynamic storyteller. As you look ahead, what's left on your bucket list to either bring to life in front of or behind the camera?
I want to transform to a point that like I've completely lost myself and I am a totally different person based off of another human being's circumstances that other people can research. Here for me to transform into characters we create, because there's nothing to compare it to. But when I try to transform into Lauryn Hill, you'll have everything to say. Oh, I remember that interview, That's why in the latest Whitney Houston movie, I think her name is Naomi, she was so dynamic because you felt like you were listening when she talked. Like it was like kind of scary, And so I want to be able to do a transformation like that.